To carry me home, sweet. This is the lowest tune. This land, hands raised high, every soul take a stand. Carry me, guide me through the storm and fight to the light where the ancestors ignite.
From the cotton fields to the city heights we rise. Stories etched in the stars seen through ancient eyes. Chains couldn't break us, they only made us bold. Bloodlines laced with gold, the truth untold. I hear the whispers of the breeze through magnolia trees. Freedom songs echo strong over rolling seas. Carved in the spirit, ain't no way to erase. Every step that we take is for ancestral grace. Foundation deep, built this land with our hands. From the bayous to the blocks, we define the plans. Swing low for the mothers who cried and prayed. Every brick in the struggle is the future we laid.
Swing low for the promised land. Hands raised high, every soul take a stand. Carry me, guide me through the storm and fight to the light where the ancestors ignite.
Southern roots, but my heart beats coast to coast. Ancestors' hymns are the verses I boast. Every scar on the journey tells a tale of truth. Every verse that I spit is a bridge for the youth. Through the ashes, I see phoenixes rise again. Freedom painted in the skies where our pain begins. We took the seeds of despair and turned them into gold. This ain't just our story, it's the world we hold. Marching like we Harriet bound, fire and stride, invisible. Chains broken, can't deny the pride. Swing low, let the melodies lift your soul. From the underground tunnels to the glory we know.
Swing low for the promised land. Hands raised high, every soul take a stand. Carry me, guide me through the storm and fight to the light where the ancestors ignite.
They brought the chains, but we brought the flame divine. Every beat of the drum is a spark of time. We turn pain into rhythm, make the world rewind. Now our voices echo deep through the sands of time. From the Delta blues to the gospel cries. West Coast dreams built from southern skies. Foundation, Black American pride unshaken. Roots deeper than the rivers, every moment sacred. Swing low, I see the chariot in the mist. Every hymn of the past like a cliff.
Just waiting on everybody to get up in the room, then we're gonna get started, y'all.
Where the spirits align. For the culture, for the future, we steady design.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
Make sure y'all get that album, FBA only, Black and Unapologetic. Make sure y'all get the album. I'm a little late. Went out to eat with the fam today. Had some Mongolian barbecue. So if y'all know about Mongolian barbecue, where you pretty much tell them what you want them to cook up and they cook it right there in front of you. The noodles, the lamb, the beef, the shrimp, the cilantro, the tomatoes, the cucumbers, the sweet honey sauce. I mean, everything was off the chain. Everything was delicious. So that's where we at, man. So forgive me for being late, but I'm here. I'm keeping my word. I told y'all Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays I'm on. I missed Monday, so I came on yesterday, and now I'm back on today. So here's the thing, though. I might not go long, though. I might not go long, depending on the temperature of the room. I might not go long. So, but I am going to get this game out to you guys real quick. You know, I want to talk about pocket watching and policing. A lot of that's going on in the FBA community, especially when it comes to our reparations. You know, people always want to call us beggars, man. It's insane to me. We haven't really been stomping hard for reparations. We just, probably within the last 5-6 years, maybe, we've been really stomping for reparations because it's needed. You know, Here's the thing you don't understand. When you're prevented from being able to pass down generational wealth, that affects your bloodline. That affects your lineage. That affects your family tree. Imagine if we got everything that was promised to us from the beginning. Okay, slavery, done. They did that. They got us, right? They did it. But now after slavery, Reconstruction, imagine if they gave to us what they said they were going to give to us, how much more phenomenal foundational Black Americans would be. See, this is the conspiracy. The real conspiracy is, let's not give them what's owed to them. Let's make them the laughingstock of all other races and lineage to make everybody else feel good, right? Make everybody else feel good, so they don't look at what's really happening to everybody, which is this systematic oppression, this white supremacy that everybody's under. But just imagine if they did what they said they were supposed to do. Even without that, we got 50,000 patents. Even without that, we're phenomenal people. We're the influence. We're the culture. Okay? Even without that, we're great. But imagine how much more great it will be. That's all I'm saying. But everybody wants to pocket watch us. Everybody wants to come into our spaces and invade Black spaces because they're so concerned with what foundational Black Americans are doing. And that's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. If we want to really get to it, if we want to really tell the truth is everybody's concerned with what we're doing. So let me go ahead and give y'all some definitions that we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about pocket watching as it pertains to Black American. It is the scrutiny of Black Americans' financial matters and especially reparations. How much money do you think you're owed for something that happened to your people 400 years ago that never got repaired? How much money do you think or feel you're owed to something that just happened 50 years ago? Jim Crow, Reconstruction, Homestead Act, 40 acres and a mule, yada yada, all WAR in this country we've been a part of. We fought every single W. How much do you feel that you're owed? That's a pocket watcher. Nobody asked the small hats what they gonna do with their money. Nobody asked the Japanese what they're gonna do with their money. Nobody asked the plantation owners what they gonna do with their money because they lost out on some. Nobody asked. Nobody pocket watch others, but when it comes to foundational Black American, they want to pocket watch us. That's just what it is. Let's talk about another definition: policing. And I'm not done with pocket watch. I'm just going over some definitions. The concept of policing Black spaces, including the historical context of intrusion and control. They want to police Black Americans, and that is a fact. That is the very definition of stay in your hood, stay in the ghetto, redlining. They want to control our movements at all times. Still to this day in 2025, they want to police and control Black American movement. They want to isolate us. They want to keep us in a certain area. They don't want us traveling too much into too many different neighborhoods. If we are, they make it seem like we're out of place in our own country. Think about that for a minute. Nobody asked the YT man, what are you doing down here? What are you doing over here? But they definitely will ask the foundational Black American man, what are you doing over here? Why are you here? You look odd. You look out of place. You look criminal. You look suspect. They're constantly policing our movements, and they invade our spaces. What are you guys talking about over here? They constantly, you see YT people, they come into our spaces knowing that we're talking about FBA business, and they feel like they have the right to ask us what's going on. What are you talking about, man? Dude, what are you guys talking about today, huh? I got a black friend. You know, dude, what's going on? Hey, I shouldn't be have to pay any reparations. I didn't do anything to you guys. I love black people. And then you ask them, what's up with Daniel Penny? Oh, Daniel Penny, he's a hero. But you love black people. But you want to ally with black people. Man, I want to help you guys get your reparations, man. I think you guys should get it. But what do you think about Daniel Penny? Oh, I think he was justified, man. I mean, he was a hero. He was scaring those people. Jordan was scaring those people on the plane, on the subway, man. I mean, but you want to be our ally. How did that work? But constantly, you'll see them come in and just arrogant. Like, we deal with the trolls. You know, the trolls just come up into space and think they can just nigger, just say little crazy stuff like that. You know, we deal with all of it. All of it. And we put up, you know, the things, let me tell you something. The things that black Americans have to put up with on these social media platforms is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Let's keep it a buck. It's ridiculous. Have you ever played Call of Duty? Has anybody ever played Call of Duty? Can you imagine playing Call of Duty and you got all these young white kids, YT kids, haven't even gone through puberty, but they know how to throw out that N-word? Have you ever, you know, just being black in America is traumatizing enough, y'all. We gotta have some of the thickest, toughest skin on the planet. We gotta have some tough skin to be even existing no matter where we go. No matter where we go, we gonna have to deal with disrespect. Not only do we get disrespect from YT, we got to put up with it from the Hispanics. We got to put up with it from Africans, Caribbeans, you Indians. Where is there any place a foundational black American can go and not get disrespected without having somebody pocket watch them or police them? Where can an FBA person go where someone's not constantly trying to police their movements, police their spaces, and pocket watch them? What are you doing with the money? What are you gonna do if we give you 100,000, nigga? What are you gonna do? What are you, nigga? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna smoke it up? You're gonna drink it up? What are you gonna do? The answer is always gonna be the same. Don't worry about what I do with my money. Whatever I do with it is what I do with it. But that's what we got to deal with as a foundational black American. Y'all click that like button, y'all. Y'all ain't, I'm gonna just shut the live down. How about that? I'll just shut the live down because I got better things to do, honestly. Honestly, I got better things to do. Y'all come in, click the like button. Click the like button. Don't be a hater over a black content creator. This is the disrespect I'm talking about. As a black content creator, the disrespect is high. Not only do we got to put up with shadow banning, y'all can't even come in and click the like button and show love and get the likes up. That's insane to me. Y'all are going to a room full of dancing Indians, Pakistani, Bangladeshis, just a room full of dance, and y'all just are amused. But the moment we start chopping up some real things, race relation issues, y'all want to call us race baiters and all these other names and things that y'all have when we start to talk about some real issues that are really happening. Being an FBA, to be an FBA, you gotta be strong inside and out. You gotta be strong to the core. You can't be weak at all. You wonder why FBA women are tough? Because they can't even afford to be vulnerable, to be feminine sometimes, because they gotta take on this world just like the man gotta take on this world. They gotta have a tough outer shell too, just to freaking exist. That's the things that we go through as a foundational Black American in this country. There are no allies. That's the reason why our delineation is so important, because we don't have any allies. And we're finally waking up to that, to the point that there's nowhere for us to escape to. There's nowhere for us to find solace. We find solace in the darkest times. We get rest while chaos is happening all around us. The good times come, but the bad times right around the corner. That's how we live. That's how we move. That's how we make it. And we don't have any luxury to be victim of anything. We got to stand on business 100% all day, every day, 365 days out of the year. We don't get a break. Now, we know it's not fair, but what can we do about it? What can we do? We know it's not fair, but what's fair to us? The court systems ain't fair. The job, the rinky-dink 9 to 5 that some of us have ain't fair. We just got to do what we got to do. Everybody's concerned with pocket watching and policing us everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. So, our global reparations precedents, right? We know reparations of the Japanese Americans post-World War II. Germany got reparations. Germany's reparation to Holocaust survivors. The destruction of Black wealth, period. Historical events like Tulsa, the race massacre. Redlining and discriminatory policies that hinder generational wealth. We got to deal with all that Lake Lanier. We got to deal with all of it. Reconstruction era, surveillance, black codes, right? No black messiahs. If that ain't policing, I don't know what is. We can't even have a leader, right? What's going on, brother? What's going on, brother? We can't even have a leader. Because the moment we appoint a leader, we know what's going to happen. Pew, 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 pew. So we done smarten up and we realize, hey, it's not that one person can lead. We need a code that leads and guides us all. We need to be on code. We need to have a code of honor that we all as a lineage adhere to, and that will lead and that will guide us. The only leader we need is the Most High. Because they can't take out the Most High. They can't take him out. So that's our leader, the Most High and this code. That's it. That's all we got. I say it all the time. We don't have leaders, we have motion. Whoever has the ball, we get behind them, we get in front of them, and we surround them, and we protect them, and make sure they reach their point of destination. They cross the finish line. That's what we make sure they do. Because that's what the code says. The code says, protect your brother. Watch. Pay attention. Keep your head on a swivel. Everybody's lying to you. Don't believe nobody. If it's not coming from the grassroots, we can't pay attention to it. We just can't. I can't even trust. Listen, the moment they put a black face on television, I gotta be skeptical. Because number one, I don't know your lineage. I don't know if you're FBA or not. And Dude, who are you? If you didn't come from the grassroots, who are you? Who are you working for? Who got your balls in their hand and squeezing it? Who got their hand up your anal and they're the puppet master? We don't know. So we gotta use extra discernment. Extra discernment when you a brother coming from television. We gotta use extra discernment. I don't trust nobody in Hollywood, to be honest. If you in Hollywood, you might be clean, but I can't take that chance. I think you're all compromised. You're all 3-letter alphabets. You all got handlers. You're all sleeper cells. You're all agent provocateurs. You all work for somebody. You all accepted that YT money and you are being controlled. That's how my mind works. The moment I see you on television, I think, damn, they got him. Another melanated person got co-opted. That's how I think. That's why I don't even pay attention to television. I don't even waste my time. I don't waste my time with propaganda and witchcraft. That's not what I do. That's not something I'm about. You know, it's not something I'm about. So some key questions I gotta stay asking myself. Some key thoughts that I gotta pay attention to is the white fragility and their economic anxiety because they don't want us getting no money. They don't want us really getting to the bag. Because the moment we get to the bag, we can start passing down some generational wealth. And they never want to see, listen, they never want to see foundational black Americans reach 150 million in this country. They want to stay controlling our numbers and keep us at kind of like where we're at right now. I think honestly we're too high for them right now. 13-14% of the population. I think that's too high for them right now. And honestly, I think we're a little higher than that. They just don't want us to know that we're higher than that we got more numbers than that. Some people say we might got 60 million foundational black Americans in this country. But I don't think they want us, thank you, BX, I don't think they want us to get to 100 million, 150 million. Could you imagine if foundational black Americans made up half of the country? Just imagine that for a minute. Suspend your mind and think about 150 million riders standing on business. At 13-14%, we already standing on business. But if we are 50%, thank you, BX. That's a game changer. You don't think we'll be controlling politics? You don't think we'll be controlling votes? You don't think we'll have many FBA presidents, legislators, judges if we were half the country? Should we not have been half the country already had they not sabotaged us at every move? If they weren't putting Planned Parenthoods in our freaking neighborhood? Could you imagine how much of if the fathers were not removed from the home and were allowed to stay in the home and govern their children and their family? Could you imagine? Some of y'all can't even imagine that. That's too much. We got to deal with all the racial stereotypes, the narratives of financial irresponsibility, right? The media's role on framing the economic empowerment as a threat. Think about that. Think about what they did to Dave Chappelle. Think about what they did to Prince, the artist formerly known as. Think about what they did to MJ, Michael Jackson. Think about all the things they've done. Think about what Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Imagine if we still had. Imagine if we just had just one of them. If Malcolm or Martin was still around today, can you imagine? But still in 2025, we got to worry about pocket watching and policing FBA. That's what we got to worry about constantly. Constantly. We got Africans, we got Caribbean. And here's the thing. You think YT is the problem? YT, and it is. YT supremacy is the problem. But we got stuff going on in our own backyard. We got people infiltrating our culture, infiltrating our community, cosplaying as us. To me, those are the most dangerous people to foundational Black Americans. The ones that look like us. The ones that can hide amongst us and go report back to massa what's going on. The ones that can cosplay as us and then get elevated to a leadership position and say something damaging like, we already got reparations with affirmative action. With DEI. What? Shoot, just being in America is a reparation for Black people. What? What? These are the damaging ideologies that tethers spread. They get elevated higher than us. They get put on television on major airways to where people think this is what a Black American is, and they're not even Black American. That is the biggest problem I see to our progress, is the immigrants amongst us that are not on code with us, that are continuously backbiting, continuously practicing hate, jealousy, envy, continuously perpetrating Black stereotypes as if this is who we are, continuously comparing themselves to the 17% of us that are not doing so well. They never want to compare apples to apples or oranges to oranges. They always want to try to one-up us, and they want to point out the dustiest nigga among us and make that the leader or make that the face of foundational Black Americans. That's what we deal with. That's what we deal with on a regular basis. Pocket watching and policing our community daily, 2025. Sickening. Sickening. They pass on these myths, these urban tales of mediocrity, like we're lazy and we're mediocre. Really? Never once pointing out the inequality in the system, but pointing out the lack in the foundational Black American. Think about that. Think about that. How they weaponize us just for existing. This black skin is weaponized. They weaponize it. They got Hispanics coming down on us. They got Indians coming down on us. They got other YT immigrants trying to come down on us. It's never a fair anything. When has a foundational Black American been treated fairly? I mean, really fairly. When? I don't know a time. And this is what they do. They try to Candace Owens everybody. What they do is the moment they see that you're a bright, you're a smart, you're an intelligent, you're a classy, foundational black American, they want to ostracize you from your people and tell you things like, you're not like them, you're better than them. And then they want to elevate them in hopes that they'll be disconnected from the people and do nothing for them. That's the only reason Candace Owens exists right now. It's because they want to keep her away from us. And they want us to stay away from her. They want to make sure that the only thing she says about foundational black Americans are always going to be a negative connotation. They want to keep the hate and the division between us and well-to-do black Americans. That's why a lot of black Americans, when they get money, what do? They move out of the hood and away from us and into whitey neighborhoods. Therein alone causes the divide right there. Therein alone is why many of us don't know how successful we can be, because we don't have the examples in front of our faces, because our examples just make it and move away. So internally, psychologically, we feel like success is far off. I don't know how many times I hear people say, you ain't never gonna get reparations, and they be black. You know they're never gonna give it to us, right? Well, if you continue down that path and you continue with that attitude, then why would they? But if you stand on business and you demand what you demand and you don't back down, it's only a matter of time. The Bible even says it like this: if you ask your father for a fish, why do you believe that he's going to give you a stone? When you're not coming in good faith, that's what happens. You don't get rewarded if you don't come in good faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. But if you don't come in faith that you're going to receive what you're asking for, then you will receive not. That's just the fact of the matter. Y'all get my likes up, man. Come on, get my likes up. If I don't get to 3K likes in the next 3 minutes, I'm just going to shut it down. I got better things to do, to be truthful anyway. And I'm not trying to be on here that long. But if I don't get to 3K likes in the next 3 minutes, I'm just gonna shut it down. It ain't no thing to me. It ain't no thing to me. When I show up in other people's lives, I make sure I show love. I always try to show love, especially if they're black content creators. I make sure I go out my way to make sure that they know, hey man, I see you. I could be busy, but I'm going to make sure I pop my face in. You know, if I can come up on the panel, I'll come up on people's panel. But I'm going to show love to black content creators because I know how difficult it is to be a black content creator. I know how difficult it is to start from scratch and build something purposeful. I get it. Nobody wants to see you succeed. The only people that believe in your vision is you. Most of the time, your own family members don't even see the greatness that you have in you. You have to really go out your way and prove yourself for them to even see anything. The only time your family members look at you different is when they hear somebody else talking about your greatness. So I get it. I get life ain't easy. The struggle is real. But I would never not want to be a foundational black American. Me personally, let me be unalive and be reincarnated again as a black American over and over and over and over again. Don't give me the easy life. Give me the hardest. Give me the straight and narrow path that is difficult, that most don't want to follow. See, it's easy to laugh at the calamity of others, but it's difficult to be in calamity and pull yourself up and rise above. I come from that stock. I come from a people that had nothing, absolutely nothing, and made and made millionaires. Created cities, created towns, created businesses. I come from those people. Created colleges, created hospitals, created banks. We built something. If you look back in the last 400 years, what a foundational black American has done, it's fully documented. We built almost everything in this bitch. Let's keep it a buck. And others don't have to believe. You could be in denial all you want, but the facts are always going to be the facts. And we're not going to let you whitewash us, Africanize us, none of that. We're not going to let you co-opt our... We're not going to let you take from us. We're going to stand on business and we're going to fight. We're going to fight for these little bit of scraps that we have and hold on to it. We're going to fight for our hip-hop. We're going to fight for our industries and our music genres. We're going to fight. We're going to stand on business for our lineage. We're not going nowhere anytime soon. We're going to be up in the YT face tomorrow. Back on the job again, smiling and waving. Look at you straight in the eye. How you doing? I'm back. You tried to get me fired. You tried to get me unalive. You tried to get me up out the pain. But guess what? I'm back. Bigger, better, stronger. I'm coming back. You can unalive me, but another one's coming. I'm the thorn in your side all day, every day. When it comes to YT supremacy, I'm the thorn in the side all day, every day. And I even got time to smack around a few tethers. How about that? While I'm stomping for lineage business and giving it to these YT supremacists, I got time to stomp out and stomp on a few tethers too. It is what it is. So, you know, it's just insane. We look at the role of the media, right? And how they frame the reparations debate, how media outlets amplify opposing voices over our voices, or perpetuate fear-mongering. Oh, they're going to collapse the economy. There's not enough money. We weren't even around during the time. I mean, they just come up with all these narratives, man. All these fear-mongering narratives. And they never want to put a thorough foundational black American on the panel. They never want to put a thorough foundational black American on television. They always want to use a tether and have them speak on behalf of foundational black American. And you know what that tether does? He does his absolute best to pretend to be a foundational black American and tell us with his chest, nigga, you don't need reparations. You had reparations with affirmative action and DEI. You got clean water. You got toilets in your home. You got reparations already. They want to sit there and say it with their chest. Or you can't get no reparations till we get our reparations. That's what they want to do. Call us beggars, but yet they got to pop their booty open just to get across the border. Shame on them. We know y'all getting buck broken. You don't think we don't know? We know. We know you're doing something for a little bit, doing something strange for a little bit of change to get over here. We know the lies you got to tell, not only yourself, but you got to tell about 10, 15 lies just to get up in here. Oh, I'm a refugee. They're coming after me. You got to do something strange for a little bit of change. You got to go get on your hands and knees and pretend you praying. If you know what I mean, just to get across this border. You think we don't know? We know. We laugh while you trying to laugh at our calamity. We laughing at yours. We know a lot of y'all are buck broken. We know a lot of y'all are buck broken. We know. Bring up 𝗤𝗿 𝗁𝗂 up in here, man. We know. You can't sit up here with a straight face and act like we don't know what's going on. We know. What's up, 𝗤𝗿?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good.
Buck breaking was never a thing, bro. First of all, we know 𝗤𝗔 supremacy at its finest, and we know it's all based around buck breaking, graping. We know what you got. We know when they go over to your country, what they're doing over there to y'all. We know. You can't hide it. You can't deny it. We know. The problem is you think we don't know. But we know. We know what you had to do to get up over here. We know, and all of y'all rich. Like y'all act like y'all come from money. We know what you had to do to get across that border, bro. And you've been buck broken. That's why y'all come over here and y'all kick it hard with 𝗤𝗔 supremacy, because 𝗤𝗔 supremacy is based around buck breaking. A lot of those brothers in the Proud Boys, all those 4chan, they're buck breaking each other. Shoot, they caught your boy Nick Fuentes watching some bussy popping on his channel. Myron, all those guys, man, all of them practice that, but all of them. Why they over there building their guns and making their guns and dominating their women? They're hanging out Brokeback Mountain style, because that's their culture, that's their history, that's their heritage, that's part of their lineage. We know. Our grandmothers done worked in their houses since the beginning of America. You don't think your grandma know what's going on? If you've been in the house, if you've been in Master's house, you know the arguments, the in-law fighting, the incestuous behavior. We know. So you trying to act like you didn't do something strange for a little bit of change to get up in this country? Please. We know. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love. Thank you. We know. Brother, I'm a foundational Black American. I ain't have to do nothing. The question is, what did you do? Brother, don't ask me what did you do to get over here, brother? Who buck broke you? Who'd you allow? What'd you do that was strange? What did you do? That's not a lie, brother. That's not a lie. That's a fact. See, that's one thing I love being a foundational Black American, because we don't have to lie. You're the one. See. Let me tell you what the so-called Illuminati is. It's all about one thing: acting like you're not in something that you're in. That's the biggest thing you got to do. You have to pretend like everything's okay, knowing that everything's not okay. But being a Black American, all I gotta do is stand on business. I don't gotta pretend nothing. I don't have to fake nothing. I can just be who I am and know I'm great. So I'm sorry that you had to do something strange for a little bit of change, but I don't have to do that, brother. I just got to be black and live and be unalive as a black man. That's it. No matter how I go, it's gonna be martyrdom all day, every day. And that's the thing, they always try to. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about policing and controlling. They always want to tell you your history, and they have no clue. It's always these funny style people from other countries who come over here and try to tell Black Americans about their culture and about their history. You guys don't have a culture. I always tell y'all when they ask you if you have a culture or not, just flip it on them. What is your culture? What's your culture? Have them explain what their culture is, and then just sit back and laugh. Brother, I don't even believe you. You're a cosplayer. Yeah, I believe that you cosplay. I believe that you believe you're a Black American because you were born in this country, but you're probably an anchor baby at best. You're an anchor baby at best. You got some Caribbean or some African in your background. I don't even believe. Matter of fact, why don't you come up here? Why don't you come up here and speak on it? Come on up here and speak on it. Let's see if you come up here and speak on it. Let's see. I think you're gonna stay in the comments. Let's start with this simple question. Where is your family from, Goblin Guard? Where's your family from? Where is your family from, sir? Let's start with that easy question. Look at that, brother. When you ask him where is his family from, and he says California, where is your family from, brother? Let me ask you one more. I'm gonna give you one more chance to redeem yourself. Your family's not from California. Where is I'm American. There you go. That's how you do it, fellas, right there. That is a tether. He's a tether, and he's afraid to tell you what his homeland is from. He's afraid to tell you where his people is from. Look at the comment. My grandpa and my grandpa from California. Where do their parents come from, sir? Well, see, if you're a foundational Black American and we ask you where your family from, and you say New York, you say California, we already know. We already know. I'm of the sun. Look at that. Exactly. You're a tether. You're a tether. And what you're doing is exactly what I'm talking about. You're here to pocket watch, and you're here to try to police Black people. You're here to try to tell us what we ain't and who we are. And you have no clue. That's bad. I'm sorry, go. What's up, Gally? What's up, Gally? I'm done talking to this tether. I'm done talking to this tether. I'm done. What facts have you brought? I need to bring any facts, brother. Because here's the thing. You got to back up what you say. I don't have to back it up. Everything I'm saying, I done go look at my previous lives. Go look at my previous material on my channel, and you'll see everything is well documented. What I talk about and what I do. Just whining. Oh Lord. How old are you, man? Goblin Guard, how old are you, man? I mean, with a name like Goblin Guard, you're probably a kid. How old are you, man? Goblin Guard. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, these youngsters. My family's from California. Really? My grandfather and grandpa was born in California. Really? Where are their parents from? California. Where are their parents from? California. But you're a foundational Black American, huh? Bro, okay, first of all, I'm all American. No, I don't think so, brother. You're all musty. You're all musty. That's what I believe. You're all must. All must. You smell like camel pee. That's what I'm smelling. I'm smelling some camel pee in your background. That's what I smell. Let me stop. What's up, Golly? Are you asleep, brother? You awake?
No, I'm here, brother. I was just listening to you trying to educate that person. And it's almost like water off the duck's back because it's not reachable. Nothing you said registered with him.
Man, he's a tether,
And
man. This dude is a tether, man. It's like they come into our spaces. They don't got no other space. Look, there's so many other rooms they can go into on TikTok, but they come into here and they try to troll. They try to troll, and they try to tell me like if I ask you where your family from, Gotti, what are you gonna tell me? Where's your family from, sir?
I would say I was born here in North Carolina, but my family goes way back to our original roots in the motherland of Africa. And I think that my ancestors, forefathers, and all of those have a play in that answer.
Now, listen, nobody in foundational Black American history does not understand they have some African ancestry. But Black people did not originate in California. Black people did not originate in New York.
No.
That we do know. And if you say you're Black American and you say that your family is from those two places, we know you're a tether. We know you got some camel pee in your background somewhere.
Well, boss, how you doing, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Same shit, different day. You know how it is, bro.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Feel that? How you doing, brother? You doing okay though?
Man, I can't complain, man. I'm living the life I'm supposed to be living.
God bless you on that, man. Feel that.
There's no complaining in my background. There's no whining in my background. I stand on business all day, every day.
That's good, bro. That's all you need, man. That's all you need, bro.
You know, I don't come from a lineage that flees to another country. I stay right here where the battle is and get it in every day.
I feel that. I'm just glad you doing okay, bro. I appreciate that, though. I appreciate that.
What's going on with you, brother? What you want to talk about today, brother? What's going on?
I don't know.
What's on your mind?
Oh, just life in general, bro. I open my camera up, smoking, so I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. You don't want to do that on TikTok, man.
No, I get you, bro.
They get you up out of here, and they'll start trying to.
Oh yeah, those motherfuckers will be like, "Hey, he's smoking. Get him out of here."
Yeah.
What do y'all think about TikTok may go away?
If
it goes away, it goes away.
It possibly will, man. It possibly will. You know, nobody knows. Nobody knows. We're gonna find out, though. I tell you that. We're gonna find out on the 19th. I hear the.
I think Trump's gonna try to make it so we keep this app, though, I'll be honest.
I've heard a couple things. As long as you don't update the app, you can keep it. I've heard a couple little things. The CEO is down in DC right now. TikTok, they're down in DC right now, and they're pleading. You know, 100. They got 100. Check this out. Yeah. TikTok has 150 million Americans on their app. You think they want to get rid of it?
It's funny though that the United States government they're worried about the Chinese taking our shit. How many times did we go on Facebook and all that shit? The United States government don't take our shit.
I'm like this. If you want, you got to compete. This is a open market. Compete.
Exactly.
Don't whine and complain when TikTok is kicking your butt. Just compete. I don't know if he got taken down or what. I don't know. Maybe for the comments about, you know. Anyway. But yeah, just compete.
They say Elon's supposed to be buying it. What do you think about that?
Well, if he makes it to where we can talk like they talk on Twitter, I might like it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but you can get away with saying a lot more on X than you can on TikTok. So if he can make it similar like that, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying
Well,
it's perfect. I'm not saying it's all good over there too, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things you can really chop up some game on X. That's why I'm about to start a X space real soon because I like to be able to speak freely. I don't like to be always having to watch my speech just so I can speak on this app. I don't like talking in TikTok code all the time. I want to be able to chop up things.
but it's not freedom of speech if you can't say what the hell you want to say anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to monitor what you say. Mind your words, boy. Kind of situation. Don't you talk to me like that and all that kind of bullshit. I'll just be honest with you, bro. I'm so sick of hearing this shit that we should be coming together. These damn people ain't gonna come together. I'm 69 years old. I done heard that bullshit and these old cliches, singing these old sad ass songs. We shall overcome. Win someday. We don't know what day is gonna come, but we keep singing the same old damn songs, hoping people come together. You ain't gonna make no damn white man love you. I don't give a damn what you say. You can't legislate morality. You can't make these people do the right thing. All you can do is try to change it.
But see, here's the thing. See, that was one way to look at it. But now we have a fresh set of eyes looking at it. I don't think anybody in FBA is worried about somebody liking them. That's the purpose of us delineating. We don't care. Listen, I'm not worried about the YT man liking me. I could care less. I'ma still play my music loud. I'ma still talk my ish. I'ma still be black in America all day, every day. I'm not worried about appeasing or pleasing nobody. But here's what I am worried about. I'm worried about my people. I'm worried about the love of my people. I'm worried about the heart of my people. That's what I care about. I can care less about what's going on in somebody else's community, but I really care about what's going on in my community. And I can't change what's going on in somebody else's community, but I can try to make change in my own community. So it's not about me trying to eat at the white man's restaurant or me trying to get the white man to love me or me trying to change the white man's mind about me. I could care less. The white man already made up his mind and he already made himself to be who he's going to be towards me, whether I said anything or not. We know majority of them are going to get on code against us anyway. And it's not that I look down on the white man or I hate the YT man. I just don't think about the YT man like that. I got some white friends. I'm cool with them. They cool. I mean, we cool. But I'm not worried about them liking me. I'm going to stay me.
But then,
And I don't think anybody in the FDA family is really worried about the YT man liking it. What we are going to do is say you're not going to push us around. You're not going to marginalize us. You're not going to you're not going to continue these tactics that you use and think they're going to last forever. And they're going to have to switch up their game plan. They can't keep using the old dusty game plan that they've been using because we're hip to it.
For the young people that take on these friends, they go to school with them and they learn to love them. And you got that crowd, and then you got that crowd that I think pretty much mirrors what you just said. They ain't taking that bullshit no more. These young folks have a whole different attitude about how you gonna treat me, what you gonna say to me, and all that. So that's real as well. It's like
I
the
don't got
two
any
side.
animosity towards any YT person, but I'm not about to bend over backwards for any YT person. I'm gonna do what
No,
I'm supposed to do on this earth, and that's it. I'm not worried about what they think about me. I'm not worried about how they look at me. I'm gonna go where I want to go, say what I want to say, and do what I want to do. And it's their job to block me. It's their job to try to antagonize me. It's their job to try to put me back in the place that they think that I need to be. And it's my job just to say, do your will, do your best, because I'm unmovable. You can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me. That's my mindset.
well, I'm thinking about. They said, well, don't worry about Trump. Don't worry about what he may or may not do. Uh, I'm not so much worried about him, but I am concerned that he has made a claim that he was going to cut all these different agencies, and he's hired Elon to be the new cost cutter. Well, the things that matter to Elon may not matter to me, and vice versa. But that's not what I'm concerned about him cutting. I'm talking about. I'll give you a good example. The EPA. The EPA has a order out that everybody in the United States, every city, every house, and every business have to change their water lines. You mean tell me you gonna cancel that? You gonna deny the EPA the funds to implement that? And it doesn't matter whether you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent. We all have to have clean water. Why would you cut something that critical and it's already been enacted for a year? And it's like $93 billion though to
How
do
you know
that.
so much about the EPA?
I know about what?
How you know so much about the EPA and the
I'm a
$93 billion and the clean? I was, I'm always curious about, because I'm be honest, you sound like a shield. I'm gonna just be honest, you sound like a shield. When you start coming in talking about this stuff that normal people, it's not that we
I'm a
don't know
contractor.
about it. You're a contract.
I'm a
Okay, okay.
I'm a contractor, brother. And I'll be trying to say things to my people that would give us jobs, job training, things that we can do. They have almost reduced us down to we can't do shit no more. You have to go get you a Mexican or somebody from El Salvador or whatever. We can't lay sheetrock no more. We can't lay concrete no more. We can't build nothing no more. And so I'll be saying things that offer governmental opportunities for us that we can unite on. Because
Okay.
we some broke motherfuckers. You want to tell the whole truth about it. We broke individually, but as a whole, we might be having $1 trillion. But individually, and the way that we're living right now, it's like everybody's broke. Everybody's chasing a damn dollar like a
I
dog
don't think.
chasing his tail.
Here's the thing. I don't think we're. Okay. I think we're living. I think a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck, right? But I think that's because of our spending habits. I think if we go back to budgeting and going back to thinking, prioritizing the importance, what's important and what's not important, I think we'll see we got a lot more money than we think we have. I think 63% of Black Americans are in the middle class or rich, so they got money.
Oh yeah, but the Bible says money and a fool
Yeah,
soon part.
they
If
got
you're
money
doing the wrong
individually.
thing,
Yeah, yeah. See. If our mindset is on getting money and then spending it with other ethnic groups and other agencies, then of course, as individually we're gonna be broke, and then collectively we're gonna look like we're broke because we keep spending money in other people's neighborhoods that don't care about us. We keep putting our money with other people that don't have no affinity towards us.
We
And,
just
and
consumers.
if we just change that right there and say, you know what, I'm not going to rush out and give my money to these people no more. I'm going to withhold my dollar until to to something that is a priority and not a want. We need to dwindle down to
It's
our
just something that we give back as well. You're not throwing your money down a rat hole. You putting your money into a unified force that it goes around and around in your neighborhood. Makes more than one
we gotta
turn.
force ourselves to spend black again because we've already conditioned ourselves to spend with everybody else and not us. And all we gotta do is recondition ourselves to say, hey, I'm spending my money with black.
Not only that, because I know, we realize though we may have $1 trillion, but if you spend it ineffectively, it's not like having no dollars. And I'm saying that uh, uh, with the infrastructure bill that Biden passed, that thing's gonna last for years, man. And sometimes I think we need to educate ourselves because with this new AI stuff coming around, we're gonna see jobs disappear quietly. We're not gonna know why they left and how they left, but
No,
they
no, no,
left.
no, 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 no. That's not true because we are gonna know why they left, and we are gonna know how they left. Because here's the thing: if you don't get yourself onto, if you don't get familiar with AI, that's your fault. Let me say that again. If you don't get yourself familiar with AI and you get left behind, it's only going to be your fault. You're not going to say the AI did not blindside you. We saw AI at its birth and we're seeing it grow up right before our very eyes. So if you don't get involved with AI and learn how to use it and utilize it to where it can benefit you financially, it's your fault. It's your
I
fault.
agree. I
You
agree.
can't say it blindsiding us.
It,
Blindsiding us if all of a sudden AI comes out of nowhere and they start laying off everybody and bringing on this AI. That's not what's happening. They've been gradually showing us the potential of AI. They've been gradually using it on our jobs and in places in the restaurants, and
over 20
on.
years.
They've been
Oh,
gradually doing this. We've been knowing what was going on, and some of us are just stuck in our ways that we're not doing anything about it. But let me
Ignorance
hear
is
from
bliss.
go ahead. Hold on, Master. I'm gonna come to you. Let me hear from Jeannie, Jenny. Is that your name? Jenny, are you there? Jeannie? I don't know what's going on, but okay. I'm gonna just mute you up because I've been hearing stuff in your background this whole time and you ain't been saying nothing. Go ahead, Mastermind.
No, I was just listening to your conversation. I was just joining random chats here on TikTok. And artificial intelligence has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'd have to say it's been around for at least 50, 60 years. Probably not on a large scale level that we're seeing it now, but it's been introduced, through IBM and such. But,
Okay.
I mean, I got to give it to you, though. I mean, the job, as far as what we've seen in the manufacturing, warehousing, the productivity, that's what companies are doing. Companies are basically what they're doing to capitalize on their revenues is they're changing all their jobs and they're shipping it overseas for the labor, basically. So 80, 90% of our products that we're getting into the countries normally from like Taiwan, China, stuff of that nature. So the tech explosion that we see here in the US is also diminishing those jobs in various capacities. Manufacturing, machine operation, and so forth. So, I mean, I'm not against technology, but when it doesn't benefit the human population to a small degree, then, it becomes a very slippery slope at that point.
Well, let me ask you this: how should we be using AI to benefit the population, benefit humanity? How should we be using AI to where it benefits us?
I would say in transportation, AI could be used. It could be used to create cities where, you know, large amounts of people need to travel. You know, it could be used for, you know, Chat GPT, for example. You know, that's a good benefit to use AI. Research. I mean,
Okay, where should
the
it not
applications
be?
are pretty much limitless.
Where should it not be used? Let me ask that question then.
Military applications.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I believe me. I know the industrial military complex. They could change their minds about what they're going to do and what they can't do. But you know, it's you know, I'm not. I don't work for the Department of Defense, so I have no say in that matter.
So let me tell you how AI can be used to benefit mankind. There's a couple things they can do. So in other countries, we know that like the oil in Saudi Arabia is shared with the uh, the people.
United Emirates. Oh yeah,
It's shared with the people in that country. They split the profits. That's one way AI can benefit Americans. That if AI replaces a job or replaces the person, that they get some type of compensation for that. That we all share. Like there's a pool of money that these companies are making because they're using AI, and mankind invented AI. So it should also benefit mankind again. So they need to give us a stipend. That's one way. Give the American people a stipend. Say, hey man, because we know that these jobs are no longer going to be available, we're going to split the profits with the people. That's
so
one
what are you
way.
gonna do? You gonna nationalize the income for all Americans, like basically how they subsidize the income in Canada?
Well, that's one way. They give everybody a stipend. That's
Yeah,
one way. I'm not against that. That's one way. Another way is
Profit
okay,
sharing.
yeah, profit share. Another way is allow Americans, right, to build their own, make it so companies can't own AI or robots. Only Americans can own, citizens can own AI and robots, and those robots or AI components go to work for the citizens' behalf.
so you want basically an open source shareholder is basically what you want,
Uh, kind of. I guess you could
because the
call
general
it.
public would be the majority shareholder in the AI tech
Yeah,
if we're going down that road.
the general public would say. What I'm saying is, if I do a warehouse job and my warehouse job is replaced by an AI robot, right? We'll make that my AI robot to do it. They can't replace me without using my AI robot. And my
Well,
AI robot will show up to work on my behalf and do all the heavy lifting. And I will get some type of kickback and compensation because he's working. And not only will I have one robot, I might as well get two, three, four, five to do all these other jobs. And maybe that comes together and adds up as a either equal to salary or higher salary. Does that make sense?
it does. So let's take that to the next level. Let's say that you had a patent that you owned a one particular robot that was operating in the capacity of like manufacturing machine operation. You were sitting at home. You were in your VR, your virtual reality, I guess mode. Let's just say, and you were actually paid by the company to actually use autonomously the AI robot at work, and you were putting in 8 hours worth of work behind the AI robot using VR tech.
That's one way, I guess you could do that. I mean, I guess it's like remote control, right? I'm at home remote controlling whatever the AI is doing at work, right? That's one
Of
way.
course,
But of course they don't need me to do that because AI can work autonomously, right?
it could, yes, from a camera system, yes.
So why would they? So why would I even want to be in the VR? I might as well just give my AI full autonomy, do what he needs to do, as long as I train him. Like you put these robots into a training simulator, and before you make them, they're already trained to to do the job. And by the time you make the robot, they go and do the job. It's a wrap. I don't need to be in VR or anything. Now I can go spend time and do other things, but I still need that money.
Right, but that would just be a way to justify you getting the money. Get what I'm saying? Rather than just, you know, having there has to be an exchange of like energy and the money that you're getting. You know what I mean? Unless you're actually buying the rights of the AI tech and you're getting compensated for the usage.
That's another way too. That's another way too. All I'm saying is I don't got all the answers, but I'm saying that we
Oh, I
have
don't either.
we have to figure out a win-win scenario in this situation.
100%. I agree.
And the government, it's not only is it the people's job, it's the government's job to listen to the people and build that bridge as well, so we can have this. Because
Right, but we both know it's the opposite.
AI is not going anywhere.
No, it's not. It's only growing.
But here's the thing: we as the people, we can't allow AI to control us like they want it to.
Right.
See, all this stuff is eventually going to be used for our own demise and their control.
They're calling AI demon technology. That's what they're calling it.
It can be. It can be.
I mean,
It
you know,
can
I
be.
don't want to go off on a tangent and say
It
we're,
could be angel technology. It could be human technology. It depends on how you use it.
yeah, but you know, I mean, look at the politicians. You know, I mean, look at the world
Look,
in its current state.
look at what Walmart is doing when they saying they gonna do away with the uh, uh, DI, diversity and inclusion, and so they're gonna
About
make
that,
the
brother.
playing field
Let
level.
me say, hold on a minute. We're not worried about DEI. DEI has never benefited Black Americans. Okay, it's always benefited. I don't even want to mention who it benefits. We know who it benefits. It does. It's never. Listen, when they removed DEI, when they removed affirmative action, we didn't lose any and we didn't gain any. It's always stayed about the same across the board for Foundation of Black America. So let them get rid of DEI. Let them get rid of all of it. We're still going to be who we are, and we're still going to move how we move.
Well, that's what I
Basically,
was
what you're
talking
talking
about.
about is a system of control. Basically, that's really what all this comes down to, is that they
Right.
want control.
That's
No
really
matter
what
how
it
you
is.
flip the script, it's 100% control.
That's really what it is. And our job is to do our job to in order to play this game that we're playing, this chess match that we're having, just like they're 10, 15, 20 moves ahead. Our job is also to think on that scale and be 10, 15, 20 moves ahead. We can't just sit back and allow it to happen to us. We have to engage it. Now, when we don't engage it, that's whose fault is that?
Our fault.
So we as the smart and intelligent human beings that we are, we know what's happening to us. We need to do something about it. Get off the couch and get into the game.
But nobody's going to get off the couch because everybody loves watching their television, drinking their six pack, working their 9 to 5, and calling it a day. The 95% of the people just don't care.
That's on them. That's on
They
them.
don't care. And the minority's not doing anything about it.
That's on them. What we got to do is we gotta first of all,
What are you going to do?
I don't watch television and I
Oh, I don't either.
But don't be propagandized and don't be under heavy witchcraft, because
That's what I'm saying.
Watching television. If you're going to be under propaganda, all that goes through those radio waves and those TV waves is propaganda. And
Radio frequency, yeah, I know. I got it.
that's all they're doing. If you're going to get on any frequency, get on the most high frequency.
That's what I'm saying. Not this 5G that everybody else is on.
Tap into that frequency. And
That's
when
what I'm
you
saying.
tap into that frequency, it's gonna destabilize you and clear up all the mess and the clutter and get you mentally first.
I get
Get free mentally first, and then everything else. Get your mind free first. If your mind is in chains, you're in chains. But if your mind is free, it's only a matter of time for the physical and the spiritual become free as well too.
I agree.
So that's all I'm saying. Listen, we as Americans, we as foundational Black Americans, We know what needs to be done.
But not acting is very un-American. Is basically what I'm saying.
I agree. I agree. We need to act. It's not time.
Sitting on the fence is no longer an option in 2025.
I mean, listen, we know there's going to be people. Listen, I'm not concerned about the majority. I'm concerned about the remnant. I can care less what the majority is.
Well,
Because I know it only takes a few people to change everything.
I agree. It only takes a few
that's
people
willing to stand, and when a few people stand, guess what? People wake up.
Yep.
So my job is not to wake everybody up. People are gonna go back to eating pork. They're gonna go back to eating the poisonous food, watching the couch potato, and the zombie apocalypse is gonna happen right before their very eyes because they are the zombie apocalypse.
And they're gonna sit there with their popcorn and they're gonna love it.
Couch potato. When your mind becomes so dull that it can no longer be used, you are a real life zombie at that point.
People are already zombies, bro.
Been overtaken.
I agree.
I can't change the dull mind. Once you get a reprobate mind, you're not coming back.
Oh, I agree. That's why I can't stay on TikTok for more than 30 seconds, man. That's all I see. Reprobates. One channel after the next.
You know, I see it all the time. I got 2.7K likes, and I'm talking some real stuff, and nobody wants to hit the like button and bring my likes up to where it's supposed to be. But they'll go watch some Indian dance and shake it, and they'll gift them, and they'll raise those likes up to like 100,000.
Yeah, I agree. We live in the information age, right? People aren't using the technology to their benefit. They're using it to their detriment.
That's the sad part.
It is a sad part. It's the reality, though.
That don't mean I quit. That don't mean I stop.
That's it. You got to keep doing what you're doing, brother. You got to stay on that narrow path.
That's it. That's
all we can do.
That's the only that exactly all I can do. And I tell people all the time, all I can do is, and that's why I love being a foundational Black American, because being a foundational Black American, I don't have to lie. All I got to do is stand up.
Nor should you.
And be a man.
You're not being your authentic self if you are. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be true to your audience, you can't be true to yourself.
Amen. And stand
That's
up. I don't got to make up nothing. I don't got to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm already the culture. I'm already the flyest I'm ever going to be. I'm already in tune with the Most High and the ancestor. I could care less what anybody else is trying to infiltrate and do. My job is to see it coming and do something about it.
Yeah, be the watchman on the tower.
My job is to play this game of chess and win. My job is to take ground and
Good. Now you got 3,000 likes. So there you go.
Appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's it, man. That's it, man. Here's what I know. Everybody wants to police and control Black Americans. We have been and always have been a threat in this country. They don't want to see Black people on code. They don't want to see Black people standing up for truth. They don't want another Black Messiah.
Well, because they know what the truth is. And they don't want the truth exposed.
That's it. And my job is just to keep exposing the truth. See, their job is to act like whatever they're doing, they're not doing. Their job is to pretend to you like everything's okay while they do stuff in the background, and you know what they're doing, and their job is to act like you don't know. Their job is to psyop. My job is to point out the psyop and say, "Hey, man, y'all see that right there? Why they have y'all looking over here? Did y'all look over here and see what was happening?"
Yeah, you see the wizard behind the curtain? Like people,
did y'all understand that? Did y'all see those fires in Los Angeles? And they're talking about they're finding underground caves, underground tunnels of lithium batteries.
I heard that. I just heard that about an hour ago.
And that it's contaminating the air
Yeah.
quality. And that's why certain people whose homes did not get burnt down, they came to go back to it.
I think Gail
And
fell
people are
asleep.
complaining. Check this out, 75,000 homes in California are gone.
Of course, I know.
Gone. What is $770 going to do for 75,000 Americans whose home and life is gone? We're going to have to drop you, Jill. You get some sleep, brother. Get some sleep. I know it's late. I do
Yeah,
the
it's
late
2 in the
night.
morning.
It's only 11:30 here, 11:20 here.
You on the West Coast?
I'm on the West Coast. I'm in
All
California.
right.
I'm right.
Yeah, I'm in Florida. There you go.
I'm right in the hunt of it, man. I'm right in the thick of it.
You're in LA?
Not in LA, but I'm near.
Okay, close enough.
You know, there was a fire right around the corner from my house. Luckily, they were able to put it out.
This is what I heard. I heard that there was a lot of people.
And look, these are arsonists. They're finding arsonists doing all
That's
that.
exactly what I was gonna say. Yep.
And they're having people dress up as firefighters, stealing from people's homes whose livelihood is being burnt up in the fire.
Yep.
And they've been trying to act like it was Black Americans and the first, but those Black Americans were actually neighbors and people trying to help their people get their stuff out. But we got real live people going to jail dressed up as firefighters because they were really stealing.
Yeah, because it's looting. You know, they want to profit off of people's misery.
They were looting.
Of course.
But that's why you never trust legacy media, because their job is to always spin a narrative.
I don't trust media, period.
Always. Their job is to always spin a narrative.
But, you know, I heard from the fires that they were also using directed energy weapons and all kinds of stuff. The same case that was happening in Maui. You know, everybody was painting their roofs blue to deflect the beams that were coming down from the sky. That's what people had videos and images of.
Man,
I mean, it's crazy.
man.
And this is all part of the military-industrial complex tech that's not being exposed publicly.
Man.
It's crazy.
Be careful. Not that we care anymore about getting taken down, but be careful.
I know. What else is new?
But that's really what it is. That's why if we don't start waking up and start getting in the hunt, getting in the actual fight, getting our hands and our feet wet. If we don't start understanding that this is not, life is not about fun and games. Life is about fight. Pull and fight.
Well, life is a spiritual war, brother. That's really what it is.
Yeah. It's a spiritual war, and we're fighting against wickedness in high places.
And diverse places, I agree.
And if we don't start preparing our mind and understanding what's really going on, utilizing the discernment, following people with real vision, with clear vision, understanding what's going on, putting two and two together, line upon line, precept upon precept. If we don't start doing that,
Well, a lot of people don't have common sense, and they rely on individuals like us, or, they watch the Clinton News Network or CNN or whatever the case may be, and they're sitting there in their living room doing whatever it is that they do, and they believe 100% of what's being projected to them, and that's their reality. That's the problem.
that's true. That's true.
I mean, I could be a dangerous individual and go on live and go on TikTok and talk about every single little thing.
They removed that, brother. I didn't do it. I did warn him. He got removed from the live, y'all. When you start speaking too much truth on these platforms, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. I saw it. It just said they removed them due to it was too quick, so I couldn't read the what. But I already know. See what happens with. Let me tell you. If TikTok does stay around, let me tell you what's probably going to happen. It's going to be more censored than ever before. The main reason why they want to ban TikTok and they want to get TikTok taken down is because of the truth. So much awakening. When you got 150 million Americans on one app, think about that. 150 million Americans on one app. That can alter an election. That can change a policy. That can wake up America. Think about that. When you got 150, half the population of a country is on one app, y'all better wake up. I keep telling y'all, this is not a game. This thing is real. While you leveling up on the video game, you need to be leveling up in real life. Real life. Stop playing The Sims. You're in the simulation right now. You better get in that mirror and work on your charisma. You better pick up a book and level the hell up. You better understand. You better work on your discernment. You know you can build up. Do you know everything can be leveled up? You better level up your discernment. You better level up your wisdom. You better level up your communication skills. Y'all better stop sitting on the couch and becoming the zombie apocalypse. Let me tell you, the zombie apocalypse is you. The zombie apocalypse is you. You are your enemy. You are the one destroying your life. And all they're doing is watching it. They create the scenario. They create the circumstance, and you fall for the traps. They lay the traps, and you fall for it. You run to the casino and gamble it all away every day. Whether you're going to a physical casino, mental casino, or spiritual casino. But what you don't really understand is the house always wins. So they got you. They got you on your own vice. Your own vice is your worst enemy. I'm surprised they ain't took this live down yet. But I'm being as careful as I can be. You know, I've been banned so many times. I've been bananaed, so many times. And I just keep coming back. Yeah, they got that brother about the paint, man. They got him about the paint real quick. When he started talking about the how can I say this? The complex. The something complex, industrial complex. When he mentioned that name and the painting of the get him up out of there, too much truth. So, listen, y'all, we as Foundation of Black Americans, we got to wake up. We as Americans, period, got to wake up. It is hilarious. It is hilarious, right? I mean, all it is just confirmation. I hope y'all understand that this ain't a game. That you are in a simulation. You are the game. You are the simulation. And that you have a choice of what happens to you and what doesn't happen to you. And Unalive is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Being unalived is not the worst thing that can happen to you. And you don't need to fear that. Embrace the pain, embrace the suffering, and come out on the other side better. Don't run from it. Don't flee from it. Embrace it. Stand up to it. And whatever happens, trust that it's the will of the Most High. See, they don't want you. See, they want it. How they're able to control you is through your own fear. They don't need to, listen, they don't need to create a fear situation. They just have to use your own fear against you. If they know you're afraid of being unalive, they're going to use that. Whatever your fear is, they're going to use that to control you. So your job is to not be afraid. Your job is not to be fearful, but your job is to have a sound mind. That's your job. Your job is not to care about the world. Your job is to stand on truth, no matter what the circumstance or situation is. Yeah. Don't let them guilt trip you. Don't let them shame you. Listen, don't do nothing that's going to be shameful. Don't have no, listen, you better, if you got skeletons in your closet, you better let them out. You better let them out. Better to go through the embarrassment and the pain and suffering now than to let it be used against you later. Better to let the skeleton out now and deal with the embarrassment than it to be used against you later. I'm cool. I don't have any skeletons in my closet, folks. I sleep good at night. I know I ain't wrong no man. I know I ain't done nothing I'm supposed to do. I know I'm not doing no freaky weird stuff like they do in Hollywood. I don't participate in that. I keep it righteous. I'm a righteous brother. That's who I am. So good luck finding what you need to find. Now, I'm not saying they can't plant something. I'm not saying they can't make up some lies about me. But that's all they can do is make up some lies. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just stand on truth. Because I don't care what you believe. As long as I know in my heart of hearts, that I'm a real one. And I got at least a few people who know me and know I'm a real one. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But a lie is always going to be found out. That's another thing that you got to understand right there. If they lie on you, the truth is going to come out. Now, if they got something on you, whose fault is that? That's why all of our politicians and things like that are so-called allegedly controlled, right? Because they got to do something strange for a little bit of change to get into the club. And that's how they get all these riches and fame and wealth that they so desperately crave and depend on. You know, let me tell you something. When people start calling, see, this is what I don't like. Here's I'm going to share with you. This is how you know that somebody is pretending and they're hypocrites. When they have to utilize their money and their title to get you to believe in what they're talking about. When they start, you're broke. When they start that conversation, like you're a brokey and you're broke, they're hypocrites. When they start using their title to dictate, I'm a doctor, I'm this, I'm that. When they start leading with arrogance and not facts and not truth, that's the enemy right there. The enemy just revealed himself to you. Because the enemy's always going to think he's better than you. And it's not based on merit. It's based on a position that somebody put him in. And this is what I want you to understand. This is the real game that you're going to get when you come to the channel. Listen. Everything is lineage based. Hear me here. Let me say it again. Everything is lineage based. It's not based on your actions. It's based on your lineage. I don't want to get too deep for y'all. Because you know there are certain bloodlines that are just elevated, right? And it's not because they're smarter than you. It's not because they're better than you. It's because of whatever lineage they come from. Whatever club they're a part of. Whatever fraternity they joined. But see, the Most High never told you that you weren't going to make mistakes. Righteousness is more about position than it is about action. Oh, I don't want to get too deep on y'all. I don't want to get too deep. A lot of people are not going to understand this. But there's a reason why a certain bloodline can do whatever they want to do. A certain elite can stay elite and be elite. Because it's not based on their intelligence. So when you start thinking the enemy is smarter than you, you lost. The enemy's coming with resources and coming with this and that because of a position that they were put in. But the Most High already put you in a position as well too. See, righteousness is not based on merit. It's about being in a position. Now, I'm not saying you can't tarnish that righteousness and you can't lose that righteousness. You can't lose it. Listen, if you make too many mistakes, your robe becomes torn. Your righteous cloak becomes exposed. But if you're part of this bloodline, you were born righteous. Whether you know it or not. You were born a king and a priest, whether you know it or not. Whether you exercise it or practice it or not. You were given favor, whether you know it or not. Just like the enemy is giving favor, no matter what. That's a mystery for y'all to ponder. Righteousness, yeah, you wanna act out the deeds of a righteous person. But here's the thing, you have to be righteous. You have to be a righteous person in order to act out the deeds of the righteous person. You have to already be something to be able to enforce it or do it. Just like their job is to pretend like they're not in this club that they're obviously in. That's cool. Your job is to expose them. Everybody got a job. I know what I'm saying is going over a lot of people's head, but it's some real game. For those who have ears to hear, let them hear. For those who have their an understanding, let them understand. I don't know if I don't want to get too deep on y'all, man. So I'm gonna digress a little bit. I don't want to get too deep. Because I know I'm losing some people when I start talking about positions and titles and who's righteous and unrighteous and how both of them can look the same. But when you look at the heart, that's how you know. When you look at the fruit, that's how you know. People like, I'll just say Barack, belong to a certain bloodline. And notice there's a person who doesn't belong to it, but is allowed in the club, or is getting his chance to do what he needs to do. Notice that. Notice that we have a Nebuchadnezzar type entering into office right now. Not Nebuchadnezzar, but a type of Nebuchadnezzar. January 20th, assuming the worst doesn't happen. Because I'm going to guarantee they don't want that man to even touch the presidency. They don't want him to even touch the presidency. And some of y'all don't even want him to touch the presidency. Some of y'all is actually rooting for his downfall. But I'm telling you, what God ordains can't nobody change. You may not understand what God is doing, but that don't change that God is doing something. That don't change the prophecy because you don't understand it. There's going to be a Trump twice. That's all I'm going to say. There's going to be a Trump twice. And then after that, well, you know, you just got to read to find out what happens after that at this point. Because I'm not going to tell you. I'm speaking in cryptic code so much. I'm telling you, only the real one's going to understand what I'm talking about. I just lost a lot of you right now. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I know y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. But it is what it is. Where do you belong? Where is your place on this life? Where is your place in life? What position are you in now? Who put you there? And that's who you owe allegiance to. Hey, check this out, man. Listen, family. It was cool chopping up game with y'all. It was real fun and real interesting. But I'm gonna let y'all go. Because my likes is only at 3.7K. And just because y'all don't understand high level game, don't mean I'm not kicking high level game. Just because y'all don't get what I'm throwing down, don't mean I'm not throwing down some solid stuff, some real shit right now. Just because y'all don't get it. And it's cool. It's cool. But I'll be back. What's today? Wednesday? I'll be back Friday. If y'all want to catch me tomorrow, I'll probably be on Twitter. I'll probably have a Twitter space popping. And that way, y'all see, I'm censored over here. But I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna test this this Twitter, this X, freedom of speech tomorrow. I'm going to really talk how I want to talk over there and see what happens. I mean, I don't think they're going to take me down, but let's see. I'm going to really chop up some game over there. And then I'll be back here on Friday. Yeah, shout out to you, Kendra. Shout out to you. Thank you. But I'm gonna really chop up some game on and then on Saturday, I'm gonna chop up some game on YouTube. YouTube lets you go a little bit, but not too far. But you can still you can get away with some things on YouTube. YouTube is still censored. I got about 10,000 followers on YouTube. My TikTok surpassed my YouTube. That's why I've been spending more time on TikTok, because I saw the potential in TikTok. But unfortunately, they're trying to take TikTok up out of here. So I'm gonna start building up my my X account, and I'm gonna start messing with just the big three right now until they take down TikTok. I'm gonna mess with YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. So y'all hit me up. I'm on Too Much Moxie on all major streaming platforms. I'm on the Too Much Moxie. Ebooks or podcasts? Podcasts and ebooks, both. I got 2 books right now. Why Ball on a Budget When You Can Budget and Ball, and I got a book on prayer. Command Download. That's another book book that I have on prayer. You probably want to get that. Got some real game in there. Let y'all know how to pray. Now I got an extra chapter. I'm gonna try to fix it. I just realized that I got chapter 3 and chapter 4 are the same in my book of prayer, but still don't minimize the power of that book. It's probably the best, honest, and most truthful book on prayer you ever heard. The problem with a lot of y'all when it comes to praying is you never download. You do a lot of commanding, you do a lot of talking, you do a lot of begging, you do a lot of whining, you do a lot of splaining, and you don't receive, and you don't download, and you don't tap into the frequency of the Most High. You're vibrating too low, and you wonder why your words are falling on deaf ears. If you want to figure out what that missing piece is that you're missing in prayer, get my book. Command and Download, Unleashing the Power of Prayer. Get the book. I'm going to just tell you right now, being honest, chapter 3 and chapter 4 is the same, but after you get to 5, 6, and 7, I mean, it is what it is. But chapter 3 was so important that I thought to make it chapter 4. I'll just say it like that. Chapter 3 is important. Chapter 3 and 4 are so important that I had to give it to you twice. Now, I will eventually go back in there and fix it. I'm not fixing now, so if you get the book, you're going to get the same quality book. It's just going to have 2 chapters that are exactly the same. That's the only thing. And that's my error, and that's my mistake. But it's some game in there. It's some real game in there. I'm about to shut it down, so I'm not about to take on any more invites. So appreciate y'all inviting. The 3.8K likes, I'll settle for that. It is what it is. But y'all need to learn how to show love to Black content creators, especially content creators like me that's giving y'all the game. I'm changing some things with my subscription. I don't know how, we'll see after January 19th what happens to TikTok or not. But I'm changing my subscription on all platforms. And y'all will see that roll out here real soon. So with that being said, man, this has been another episode of the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much. And we out. We are out. Peace out. Enjoy your night. Have a good night. Take care. Peace.